So fans showing up here on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Still 7 p.m. here, 7:15, so might have some other people filter in for that second set, even here in the stadium. Some could say that it is the envious waiting room, perhaps.
Sure. Well, it's weather's nice on Ilios. That's all I'm saying. So
yeah, wish I was there right now. Well, I mean, I do enjoy casting alongside.
Well, one day, man, we'll be in the game. We'll have VR. We'll be floating on a pedestal outside of the battleground, giving commentary just above the stage.
So what we need is actually for the Overwatch League is to take a tour to every location for these maps.
That would be
just
pretty amazing.
Theme a stadium after each of them. That'd be pretty fantastic.
Got to go to Hanamura during the cherry blossoms. So as much as Gamsu was teasing on the Arisa, and we'd love to see that, we're not going to be seeing it here on Lighthouse. So there are a few ways you could get booped off the side there.
Yeah, they'll still deprive us of that one, but for now the side of Flash LUX is just going to be going with that 2-2-2. Kisu knocking on that Zenyatta thus far. If you're playing forward, we'll have to burn out the recall already. Backs off to make sure that he keeps himself safe and away from Vale on the other side of things.
Yep, CONBOX just going to cut the deep out, going to be triple DPSing, more Korean style. It's the new meta as we see this 1v1, and it's going to be won by Asher.
And comes up with that one. So a 1-for-1 so far as they start getting in onto the point. They're going to try to contest this as Gamsu jumps in. Almost the cap coming through for Flash LUX, and with him hiding out, they do get that first take coming through. Triple DPS here from CONBOX with Sleepy Bear coming through on the Soldier, operating on the high ground. Almost takes out Kisu, can't quite finish him off at the moment.
They had a good position, but they couldn't actually take it. They're going to need to take it soon, or they're going to find themselves in a tough spot. Just taking that first cap is so important, because you can actually delay for so long to build up ults.
Oh, Modern, he goes low, does get taken out at the end, but left up into the air, being Sleepy Bear could not find that killing blow. Taking out Fleta. As they start poking back in, looking for this cap. They nearly have it at the moment. It's only 26% accrued for the side of Flash LUX. They tried to delay a little bit more. Vale too late to get in onto the point to stop this one from going through. So it does get handed over. The first swap coming through as CONBOX take control. And
you could
both sides, a lot of ultimates to use.
You can already see the difference in terms of Tracer play between Asher and Vale. It's just better for Asher, and Sleepy Bear was given so much room to work with there on the high ground. So they let the cap go initially, but because he was in such good position, they felt comfortable to re-engage, and only losing 27%.
So not too bad. They're about to match that one right now, and still have 4 ultimates available to defend this one with 5 and 6 very shortly on the way as Architect nearly has that Dragon Blade ready to go. Sound Barrier in the meantime popped out by Flash LUX. They pick up 2 swift kills. Both supports on the side of CONBOX have been taken out as Fleta dashed his way through Oporochi. Find a little bit more there with that Dragon Blade usage, but won't come up with too much.
See if Architect meets his Dragon Blade here. Not going to drop it, not necessary in fact. They do reflip, but they want to actually join this together with Architect and Twilight probably for the combo with Transcendence.
They just want to make sure that they have both of their supports there. So, losing out on Twilight and Oporochi right off the start just means, we'll go ahead and hand this over. It'll be a very short flip, 44%, all that they were able to get for themselves. And yet again, going to be tied up here as they start to go back in, but still plenty of tools to be used here from the side of CONBOX Spirit to try to retake this point. But if it falls short, then maybe Flash LUX do come up with that hold. They're having to use that recall. Modern comes up onto the high ground, trying to threaten out that Tracer. Having the recall anymore means that he's pretty vulnerable. And the Primal Rage pop from both sides. Modern trying to find this Zenyatta, trying to knock him off the map. Can he get him? He pops the Transcendence, trying to keep himself alive inside the point. As they start to go for that retake. Still ticking up here is the side of Flash LUX, 70% of the clock, and that's going to be Sound Barrier coming down here for CONBOX Spirit. As they just start piling in, desperately trying to get this retake. The clock ticking higher up here for Flash LUX, but now the kills starting to come through. 3 dead on the side of Flash LUX, only Twilight going down. They find Modern. Just need one more tank to be taken out. Self-destruct tossed out by Wiso, not going to find much, just desperately trying to buy time. As they get closer and closer towards that overtime, he'll get popped up in the back yet again, should be taken down. That should be a retake from the side of CONBOX Spirit.
Pretty expensive for Flash LUX. Everything they used there, quite literally everything they had was used, starting off with a Primal Rage, but as you can see, it was more cost efficient in terms of CONBOX Spirit. They had Architect, they lost him early, which is why they had to use more ults than they would have necessarily had to use, but they didn't use all of them. He's got the Dragon Blade available, and they're going to wait for another one of these big support ultimates, the Transcendence or the Sound Barrier, to use that to secure this last tick. That's the plan here. Only Fleta with the Dragon Blade, nothing to pair units. We'll have that Sound Barrier soon.
Get that swiftly, that'd be a big one for him. Nice dash through there, does find Sleepy Bear. In the meantime, point is getting taken. Nearly re-grabbed here from the side of Flash LUX. Dragon Blade comes through, but he just gets taken out. Yeah, the boop comes down. Twilight does fall, but Oporochi is still standing strong for his squad. Numbers do go down as Gamsu gets taken out by Kisu. The recap has come through. Flash LUX now forcing into overtime. 99% here. as CONBOX Spirit has to pile into the point. The poop off there coming through onto Asher means that he can't make it back in. Can't be that massive delay tactic for his squad.
Architect buying so much time, though, and getting so many kills as well. Incredible he was able to do that basically alone.
Yeah, and because of that, that means that Modern just has to back off, even with the Primal Rage, doesn't want to stick in any longer. They hand this back over. It's 15% left for CONBOX Spirit, but only have the sound barrier for them. There's going to be a Transcendence up for Flash LUX, so double support ultimates on either side.
Yeah, there's going to be the Primal Rage for Gamsu as well to actually help zone. Good position here already from Sleepy Bears. Uncontested at the moment. Could actually get an attack visor for this last hold. Now finally the Tracer comes up to harass him. Not shown on screen.
Overtime coming through. Pulse Bomb ready for Vale. Hasn't tossed it out yet. Looking for a tanky member. You can see that. Primal Rage wins, and even with the Discord Orb, not quite as juicy of a target for him. Twilight gets picked off though, but so gets answered for by Asher. Comes up with a double kill. Pulse Bomb thrown down by Vale, straight inside to the point, but doesn't find much for it. And Flash LUX are just getting ripped apart. Weeso tossing out that self-destruct yet again.
Asher
does find a kill
down.
in onto Asher, but they need much more than that. The respawn's finally coming through as they start piling back in toward the point, trying to delay as long as they possibly can, but they cannot get it. They get booped out. They get taken down. And the first point, Lighthouse, goes over to CONBOX.
Now we had some really incredible Dragon Blades coming out from Architect, and Fleta had that one that was shut down immediately. It looked like Oporochius got a bunch of headshots there, and they targeted it down the second he popped it. But that one Dragon Blade where we had Architect basically just sitting on top of the Lighthouse and then jumped down after the Diva was knocked out of the mech and just came in there. There was no one to contest him, and he got several kills. That gave them the pretty easy flip. And it was funny because, in a way, a lot of the time, CONBOX Spirit, they're about to pop their ultimate. Sleepy Bears got Tac Visor on the high ground. He was killed several times before he could use it, which at first looked unfortunate, but then they were able to take the point anyways, and then he had it available for the next push. Architect several times, Sleepy Bear as well. So, kind of a funny way that worked out for them. Just ended up winning a lot of fights, even down members, down ultimates.
Now we swap over here to Well. Seems like gonna have a couple swap ups coming through as CONBOX Spirit come through with that double tank. So just a 2-2-2 as Sleepy Bear moves over onto the Diva. Pretty much going to be matched on the side here from Flash LUX, but still operating with Kisu in onto the Zenyatta. So that's going to be really the only difference that we have as Twilight comes through on that Ana this time around.
Kisu the target once again here for Architect. Not able to get it immediately here. Nice reflect. He almost got that right through the doorway. That was a close call. He said sorry to the fans until that spray said, but damn, that was pretty impressive. Just hunting down the Zenyatta.
Yeah, almost takes him out. One more orb on that deflect and he would have had him taken out yet again. Still just working down Kisu as much as he possibly can from range. A couple kills coming through.
Oh, the prediction on the recall too!
Yeah,
that was incredible!
That's straight through and find Vale, takes him out. That's going to be two members down inside of Flash LUX, which means CONBOX can go ahead, posture forward in onto the point. They'll get this first cap coming through for them.
Well, let's talk about how important it is to take the first cap. Last time they gave it up without a hooch, but they had the positional advantage to retake immediately. Now they can spend so much time. There's so many tools when you have the defense to keep that overtime going, get that 99%, so you usually have the ult lead, and then you can build up 6 and retake for the last cap of the map. So Flash LUX really unfortunate they lost this easily. They don't have a contest at the moment. If it goes 99, that's a big problem.
Yeah, even getting the first blood kill onto Asher just was not enough for them. Meantime, though, Kisu pops that Transcendence, and Architect goes down. Vale poking in from the sidelines, trying to get in on Oporochi, finds a Pulse Bomb coming down, doesn't get the stick, so will not finish off Twilight. They get taken down by Modern on the backside of the fight anyway, but they still hold on to the point, even with the kill exchanges coming through. Winston fight coming down, the bubble is there, and Modern taking a lot of damage, feels the pressure, has to pop that Primal Rage to try to keep himself alive.
Ooh, Weeso loses his mech from that self-destruct though, and Gamsu actually props his Primal Rage much later, much more carefully, as he had the support there. Looks for the pick on the Vale, he fails to get it, but he's doing so much damage right now, and Architect is just cleaning up the pieces.
I mean, not only that, but he's also delaying so well. Look how close Flash LUX was for that cap, but they still don't come through it. In the meantime now, Architect popping that Dragon Blade, looking for a kill in on Uda's, dashes for it, has that final slash. They take him out, a near wipe on the side of Flash LUX, and CONBOX Spirit holds firm on the point, 70% on the horizon for them, maybe even just 100% at this rate.
And with those delayed respawns coming out from Flash LUX, this almost feels like it's a 99 no matter what. Even if Flash LUX pops everything to take it, CONBOX can just save up for the 6 and do the one retake. That's why getting that 99%, winning that first cap is so important. They've consistently been able to hold it more efficiently. Gamsu just a better win stand. Look at that, another pick onto Kisu. This has been a liability for Flash LUX. We talked about it from the beginning, and once again, Asher is just finding and picking him off. Architect too, chasing him down.
He does get taken low, so he has to kite back out of there, but that's going to be the sound barrier from both sides, and Fleta, even with that, gets taken out immediately with the Dragon Blade drawn out, doesn't get a damn thing done, and he will fall self-destruct, gets tossed, not going to find much, actually finds two!
It's almost
like
as
the
if he didn't
barrier was
know.
there, but it didn't get, went down in time, I believe, so actually Weasel comes up with a double kill. Thought for sure that one was going to get mitigated by the Winston, but with those picks coming through, crucially, the retake comes through for Flash Lux as they keep their hopes alive. 5% now
Sure.
to the 99 of CONBOX.
But they still have a mountain to climb. They have 90% left. They're going to have to build. And that 6 ult push I was talking about, CONBOX is building it. Oporochi did use that sound barrier to try to secure the defense. It failed, so that's the one that they don't have. But everything else is going to be ready very soon. In fact, we'll probably see a pulse bomb dropped even before then because you can build this so quickly. If they knock Weasel out of the fight, they'll probably commit. That's exactly what Asher is looking for right now, is harassing the D.Va or looking for one of the supports. Gonna find both here actually together with Architect.
Hasn't tossed it out yet, knows that the D.Va is right there with the defense matrix to try to absorb it, tosses it out in the end,
Oh,
finds
the
the
double.
double kill. Unis and Kisu both go down. Beautiful, just play coming through there from the side of Asher. Very patiently comes up with those kills, but Fleta has something to say for it. Pops out Sleeping Bear, takes him down with a Mac as that Nano Boost comes through in onto Gamsu.
Man, remember again, Gamsu not having to use this because he had Nano Boost. He didn't actually need this Primal Rage, so he's got it saved. Architect's gonna pop Weasel out. That was such a great pulse bomb. May win them this round. Oporochi gets picked here, but it looks like there's nothing they can do. Here's the recap coming in. Overtime ticking down.
That's still 4 dead, waiting for the respawns. Fleta and Weasel the only ones that can try to delay this one as they pile in, but Fleta already falls. Weasel, can he get there in time? Is going to be a question. Try to fly his way back in, but won't be able to reach it. So